Hello and welcome to the Dragon Den. I'm King of Dragons 5000 and today I have another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Fury Toys Demon Force Wave 1 Krynn. Getting this demonic Santa out of the packaging, Krynn is very imposing. Krynn is a very menacing looking figure, and the amount of details that was put into him is astonishing. It's pretty obvious that Fury Toys did an excellent job giving this character so much life. Krynn does come with his Santa hat, as well as antlers that go on his head, a very dirty and worn Santa coat, 3 different left hands, as well as a knife that fits in one of his hands. Also included are 2 presents, some candy canes, a stocking, and a string of lights. And if you order the combo pack, you do get a golden crown. As we have a look at Krynn's details, it's very apparent that there was a lot of love and care dedicated to this figure. Not only is this figure well sculpted, there's a lot of interesting and unique painting details in this figure. As we take a look at his head sculpt, he has a very monstrous looking face. His pale skin is complemented by his orange eyes and his round bulbous nose. His mouth is full of very nasty sharp teeth, and they look impressive, especially with his tongue poking out the side. And around his chin you can see he does have a blonde beard. And the beard has some surprising detail with some lighter shades and some darker washes to it. His Santa hat is well textured and has some surprising detail, especially with the fur going around the hat. There is this really nice dirty paint at the bottom of the hat, giving it a really worn appearance. And it was a smart decision making the hat this very pale pink, as it gives the illusion of it being very worn out. Krynn's coat is going to have a lot of details to it, and the sculpt work going throughout the coat is very impressive. The seam lines that run up and down the sides as well as the back are sculpted very nicely, and the fur that goes from the collar all the way to the bottom is also sculpted perfectly. On his coat we do have 2 separate pockets, one on the right side and one on the left side. The right pocket is empty, and on the left side we do have a pocket full of presents and candy canes. The sleeves on the coat continue that very worn detail where we have that impressive paint job with some browning on the white parts of the fur. And because it is done in this very pale pink, the illusion of it being well worn is transitioned perfectly here. Once you remove the coat, Krynn is wearing this very pale blue shirt. The front of his shirt is open where you can see his very ghoulish skin tone. The skin is nicely detailed with some very impressive paint, and the sculpt work exposing his ribs is done perfectly. And the pale blue shirt has this impressive wash, giving it some really nice depth and detail. The buttons on his shirt are going to be done in this really nice brown color, and he is wearing some suspenders that go from the front all the way to the back of the figure. His sleeves will continue that very pale blue color scheme, which is done very nicely, and the sculpted detailing on his sleeves is quite impressive. There are some stitch lines that show where this shirt was torn and ripped and just sewn together in a very messy pattern. On his left sleeve he does have it wrapped up, and you can see this very nicely sculpted brown wrap. And as we get to his hand, you can see his hand is furry at the knuckles, and going all the way down to his fingers, he has these very nasty fingernails. And on the right arm you can see he has some body modification where he does have this gauntlet which is forged onto his forearm. It actually looks like rusted metal, as the dry brushing is done exceptionally well here. And in lieu of a right hand, he has this very massive bear trap which is articulated and continues that rusted metal look. The bear trap is so well detailed it even looks like pitted metal. Around his waist, Krynn is going to be wearing a brown leather belt with a gold buckle in the front. The belt is nicely sculpted with this painted detail, giving it a lot of depth, and I like the fact they even painted the gold rings. And his pants are going to be done in that very pale pink, continuing the look of this really worn Santa outfit. And just like with the coat, the fur on the bottom of the knees is going to have this really impressive paint job, especially with the brown simulating a lot of wear and tear. As we have a look at his boots, you can see his feet are tearing through his boots, and there's a lot of nice detail from the tears all the way down to his cloven feet. His digitigrade heel is off the boot, and you can see it is sculpted very nicely here. And the fur next to his hooves is painted very well, and the hooves themselves have this impressive paint job. Overall, Krynn is going to have a very extraordinary paint job that only is highlighted even more with his very elaborate sculpt work. Everything comes together nicely, giving him a very ghoulish feel, and they did an excellent job with the painted metals. With the paint and details out of the way, let's get him compared to our usual suspects. Fury Toys does list Krynn as a 1/12 scale figure, and he does do a really good job fitting in with domestic toy lines. He is going to be broader and taller than your standard figure, making him tower over true 1/12 scaled figures. And of course, he's going to fit in perfectly with his demonic brother Kraden. For his articulation, Krynn is going to have a double ball joint in the head. Arms hinge out to the side and do a full 360. He will have a hinge and swivel at his elbow. Double ball joints in his wrists. His bear trap hand is going to hinge open and closed. Krynn is going to have a ball joint in the upper torso and a ball joint in the lower torso. His legs will kick forward, go back, out to the side, and have a slight rotation. A single hinge and swivel at his knee. Finally, he will have a hinge in the hoof and forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. One thing I have to commend Fury Toys is the amount of detail that they do put into every action figure, and Krynn here is a very well detailed action figure. Every inch of Krynn is going to have some sculpted detail, and inside all that sculpt is going to be a very impressive paint job. The pale pink used for his Santa outfit was a good call, as it gives this very dirty, grungy feel to him. I like the fact that Fury Toys gave us the option to have him either with the coat on, or you can remove it, which looks really good either way you have him posed. And the monstrous face that he has on is quite scary, as it isn't something you would really expect out of a Christmas action figure. The one thing that draws your eye to this figure is going to be that massive bear trap that he has on his right hand. And one thing to give Fury Toys credit on is the fact they were able to make two separate figures using this one sculpt. Every decision made on this figure was a really good call, giving him this very menacing appearance, making him feel like an actual demon. If you are looking to add the Fury Toys Demon Force Series 1 Krynn into your collection, he is still available on sites like 5K Toys. And if you buy the combo pack with Krynn and Kraden, you also get the Golden Crown accessory. If you're looking for a monstrous figure to add to your collection, or just a demonic looking Santa, I highly recommend you pick up Krynn and Kraden and add them to your collection. Before you go, I want to thank you for watching another video here on the Dragon Den. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out the rest of my Demon Force and action figure videos. If you're in a position to help out the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon, where I have some exclusive content and early access videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my loyal Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, happy holidays, and as always, redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.